So you finally decided you want to get into upholstery. You've realized it's a highly profitable trade you want to be a part of. Now before you start doing anything crazy, get yourself into a situation you can't get out of, if you would indulge me, I have 5 beginner mistakes you should definitely avoid. And I only say that because I've made all of them, so I speak from experience. Make sure you watch till the end of the video because the last one is the most important one you should absolutely avoid. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the first one. Now the first mistake a lot of people make when they're getting started in upholstery is not labeling anything properly. Now this is a very broad mistake, which could either be mislabeling your patterns, mislabeling the pieces of the cushion you're taking apart, but regardless, whichever part of the process you're at, mislabeling or forgetting to label something is detrimental to a job. Now back when I managed the upholstery department of my current job, that was one of the most common things people kept doing, is they would rush into a job, they'd start tearing apart the cushions, and they start cutting out their pieces. Lo and behold, they have 50 different panels with 9 different cushions mixed up. They don't know what's what, and we have to restart or completely make the cushions from scratch because we can't decipher this massive nonsensical puzzle. Now, what labeling am I referring to? Everybody labels their cushion slightly differently. The big thing I'm talking about is match marks and labeling which pieces go together. You may figure out a labeling system that works well for you, but regardless, make sure you put all of your match marks, all of your labels. Do not forget, because it really does suck to have to redo a job because nothing was labeled properly. Second mistake most people make. Not only do you have to replace the skin and sometimes the foam, but what a lot of people forget, hardware is also a part of the cushion. More times than not, a lot of the people that I've worked with, including myself, will sometimes forget to replace the hardware, the T-nuts, so you can actually bolt the cushion to the boat or the car or whatever it is. You don't just have to think about the skin, the foam, the thread, the technical upholstery side of it, because the hardware is also a part of the upholstery. What's the point of doing a cushion if you can't properly mount it? Make sure you don't forget to put your hardware. That's one of the first steps I do. After I take the cushion apart, I immediately replace all of the hardware that needs to be replaced so I don't forget it and I get it out of the way. Then I can focus on the rest of the cushion. So don't forget to replace the hardware. The third mistake to avoid is forgetting to take before pictures. Now these pictures, I use them as references while I'm doing the job so I don't forget any details. In the past, I have forgotten to take pictures. I completely forget what the boat looked like. I forget what the cushions used to look like. And I have no reference to go off of, which means I had to call the client and have an annoying conversation with them because I forgot something and I needed to hash out the details. And a lot of times the clients don't remember what their boat looks like either, so you end up having to redo everything from the start, and it's just a big can of worms. So just make sure, take reference photos, don't be so eager to start and rip into the cushions. Make sure you have everything you need beforehand, because once you start ripping into the cushions, you can't undo it. So make sure you have everything beforehand, reference photos, match marks, all that stuff. Mistake number 4 is a big one. Now if you take this too far, it can put you out of business, and mistake number 4 is a big one to avoid at all costs. And if this is taken too far, it can put you out of business and destroy your company. And that is biting off more than you can chew. Now what I mean by that is being overconfident. Maybe there's a job that's out of your skill level, it's too complex, too big, maybe you don't have the table space to accommodate for it. Whatever the reason is, make sure you don't bite off more than you can chew. And I have plenty of examples of this. I have a 35-foot Everglades center console that came through the door. They decided to go the cheap route. They needed their forward console seating section completely redone. And so they went to the cheapest lady. Sure enough, she took it all off. Didn't know how to go about it. She was overconfident. She lost all the cushions. She got too embarrassed, shut off her phone. They can't get in contact with her. I've talked to these people. I got her address and I got her phone number. I've tried to track her down, but she screwed the job up so bad. She lost the cushions, couldn't handle it. Now her reputation is absolutely destroyed and I have to go behind them and fix it. But you can see how detrimental this mistake is. If you take it too far, you will tarnish your reputation. Nobody will go to you. and you will go out of business if you're not careful. So just make sure you stay within your means and you stay within your capabilities, and you don't forget to keep trying to improve. Now, mistake number 5. Just like I said with mistake number 4, if you take this one too far, you will destroy your business or your side hustle or whatever you have going on. And that is underquoting jobs. Now, for some reason, when money's involved, people start getting really uncomfortable. But if there's one thing you need to do, is have confidence in your abilities and charge accordingly. One thing I tell myself and everybody else I work with, it is not my job to be affordable. It is my job to do the best possible work that I can, and my price is going to reflect that. Now, I'm not trying to gouge people by any means, but following simple supply and demand and creating rules for myself, I have a price for my work, and I do not deviate from that. And in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons people underquote their jobs is they don't have confidence in their work. Either that or they're scared to have an uncomfortable conversation with a client. So look out for number 1. Make sure you are making money, because that's the whole point of doing this at the end of the day. Yes, to make super awesome work you're proud of, but also to make some fat stacks. Now, of course, these are just my opinions. These are what I have experienced and what I have seen people do. Now, I can verify a lot of these mistakes are a very common thing, because I am constantly trying to get it through people's thick heads to stop doing them, especially when I was managing the upholstery division. So do yourself a huge favor and try and avoid all of these. Take it with a grain of salt. Some people like my opinion, some people don't, whatever. But I think if you can avoid these, you are that much closer to wild success doing upholstery. And I really hope you gained some value out of this. If you like this video, I have some other ones, and you should go check them out on my channel. And if you would like to support me, all you need to do is just watch my videos. And I wouldn't hate you if you decided to subscribe. That wouldn't be the worst thing on the planet. With that being said, just like in all my videos, in the description I will have links to all the tools that I like to use, like my sewing machine and everything. So if you are wanting to get your own shop set up, go check the description out. All that stuff is going to be there. And I will see you guys in the next one.